Don't worry.
We are live, and Marcus is not at the desk. So this is the thumbnail. It's Mello.
You didn't have
taking
to say
out.
I wasn't at the desk. I was in the area.
This is Mello trying to act like he's innocent after hitting Trick with the NXT title, which you can see evidently here.
The concentration in his eyes in that head. Well, I mean, if you didn't want to get whooped, you wouldn't wear that whoop that Trick shirt or outfit, custom made red jumpsuit or whatever this is. Trick deserved to be hit.
Welcome everyone to a Christmas episode of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. And if you're in Latin America, Feliz Navidad. We are the kings of the ropes. I'm Lord Manny Hayes, and over there is
El Rey la Champion. Marcus the grand finale. The other half of the King of the
Christmas
ropes.
episode of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show.
Feliz Navidad, impromptu Christmas episode.
Yeah, last one of 2023. So let's just get through it.
Yeah, let's just go through it. Let's go. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite and this.
No, Marcus, we can't talk about that yet. We can't talk about that yet. I got some news, Marcus. Some news.
Breaking news.
Apparently, CM Punk is next in line to take Shawn Michaels' job.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So over the last 2 days on Cultaholic, it's apparent that CM Punk is being groomed to be the next guy to take over from Shawn Michaels.
Okay, so as this hits me, Don, I thought, when he was in AEW, he owned the show Collision. Essentially, that was his show. When he came to WWE, I thought an offer would be, you could work in production, because in his old documentary, when he was hurt, he would go down and help OVW with production and helping Paul and Cornette and stuff like that. But I would never thought they would give this man the keys to the future of WWE. He can poison him. It's like giving it to Sirius Snape. That's great Snape as the Dumbledore job, whatever that was. Headmaster, whatever it was called.
Yeah, but let's look at his history though, because once upon a time he was one of the head trainers of Ring of Honor.
Yep.
So and that went on to produce a lot of stars of today. I mean, they've obviously gone elsewhere to learn their craft and stuff like that, but he's obviously given some people their start.
Yeah, but he's so unlikable. Does that deter younger talent in the thing, or does that create a new breed of talent that wants to learn? And I'm captivated by this, that he is the next Shawn Michaels. As I worked in Performance Center.
I have a feeling, Marcus, but look at the people in the Performance Center, though. They're not wrestlers out of the gate. They're athletes. They're like professional, former football players, track athletes, all that stuff. Who better to show someone the ropes and stuff like that than this disgruntled man? Because everyone that has a problem with CM Punk is actually a wrestler, not an athlete. I look at everyone that Punk's rubbed the wrong way in AEW.
Yeah,
it started off with Hangman not wanting to listen to him, if you recall.
Yeah, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, there's just that Hangman didn't want to take his advice and stuff. He wanted to do things his own way.
Yeah,
where it's like I feel like when you go to the Performance Center, because all these people are not wrestlers out of the gate, they listen to you more. So I have a feeling in this little system in the performance, and I think he might do well. So I think what you do is slot him in as a trainer during the week, and then gradually build
Yeah.
up to Sean's job. I don't see him for taking Sean's job tomorrow.
No, no, I don't think so either. But does this mean he's going to produce segments? Does this mean what does this actually mean?
Potentially,
And then he's
potentially,
does he just
he
is
could
he just
be just a
watching?
trainer.
Yeah,
He'd probably there to learn.
interest.
I mean, he'd probably be there to learn, like you said. I think it was in that. It was in his documentary, like you
Yeah,
said, where he was learning from Paul Heyman and stuff like that. I think he has something to give those wrestlers. Like if you look at the way half of those wrestlers talk in NXT, it's like this is awful. Like
yeah.
honestly, like we'll get onto it, but that opening segment after Melo got attacked, I was like, whoa, this is bad.
And then if you go to another WWE produced documentary, the Cody documentary, where he's talking about no one has took over Dusty's spot in promo school or class or whatever it's
Yeah,
called. CM Punk would be actually perfect for that because he is one of the love him or hate him. He is one of the most charismatic wrestlers in the modern era of wrestling, and the dude knows how to
yeah.
carry a microphone. I just, in recent history, I just didn't imagine him doing this. I thought, he's here to make money, not friends, and not teach anybody shit. Because I thought he was tired of dealing with fucking children. He's old, tired dealing with that. And that's what NXT is.
But you know
I
what?
thought Cody would be somebody that would go into that performance in the spot.
Well, Cody probably wants to continue his Nightmare Factory stuff. I don't think he necessarily wants to continue the growth and development of people in WWE. I think he wants to build wrestlers in a way that he can mold them, not the WWE style, but the way he can mold them and get them jobs elsewhere. But like I think bringing in CM Punk, and then if CM Punk wants to learn all these extra stuff, that makes himself an asset. He knows how to do the behind the scenes. He knows how to do this. Then you don't have to make friends. You're making more money because you're more valuable to the company, Marcus. It makes sense.
And then it does also bring an incentive if he is doing technically both NXT duties and showing up on basically a part-timer. I assume he's going to be a part-time main roster figure. I don't expect him to wrestle every week like a Drew McIntyre or a Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens or something like that. When they go to CW, he is a bragging chip of like, yeah, CM Punk and Shawn Michaels run Monday night or run NXT on the CW. So it is a selling point. Just it's shocking. I didn't see that coming. That's like telling me Axel Foley's coming back to Beverly Hills for Beverly Hills Cop 4.
And then if you don't want to get spoiled, cover your ears. And then when my hand goes down, you can listen again. So the tapings of NXT happen. The tapings of NXT happen. And Ridge Holland has allegedly injured Ilya Dragunov.
Confetti is so wrong. The confetti graphic is so wrong.
This is a work, but it's not a good work for Ridge Holland because I think they've put him in a really bad situation.
Hey, you know what? I'm down for yes, it's a work. Let people be angry at Ridge because according to the dirt sheets, they only did this angle because they were filming NXT as AEW was taping, and they wanted to take buzz away from AEW of any kind by having people go to their socials and check out the online footage of Ilya getting carted off. That's what I'm hearing from the dirt sheets, which sounds extremely petty. Yeah, extremely like that's new low. We're not even on the same night. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's see how can we like Shawn and Triple H woke up and maybe even CM Punk. How can we fuck with AEW today?
You're not wrong. So those are
do you want Ridge to do it wasn't my fault gimmick?
You could, but do you know what? It's like people are still upset with him for what he did with Big E.
Big E. Yeah. I mean, if you want heat,
like
It's heat though.
If this
it's
is
good,
if it's a lead up, if it's a lead up for Big E to return, I'm all for it. But if it's not, just fire Ridge. He ain't. I figured he had the look when he was in NXT, and he was doing well till he got injured, and then since he's come back from that injury, he's been garbage.
Well, he's been. In his defense, Manny, he's been limited. He's been in a tag team basically and a shadow figure with Sheamus and Butch. I don't know if I wanted to call him Pete Dunne or Butch in that scenario. And those are two better wrestlers, two better veteran wrestlers. Like, you're going to look like garbage if you're young, inexperienced, and you're around them the whole time, and you're in this tag team. And you're coming off of injuring Big E, which is his only actual physical injury other than the Pretty Deadly injury, which is a freak accident. I don't know if that's 100%.
The Pretty Deadly one was both of them technically are accidents.
Yeah. Big E was on purpose, man. I took that personal.
No, there's one that was on purpose, but we'll talk about that. Justice for Bear Hill.
We'll talk about that later. So,
but yeah, let's get into AEW Dynamite. They said winter's coming, Marcus, but it didn't feel like it was a good. Like they tried anything for it. Like, I didn't know winter was coming. Like, normally they make a big deal out of the winter's coming show. Nothing happened on this show that like was a big deal.
Winter came and it just went, but it didn't have that big show winter is coming feel that they normally put out, where they normally probably put debuts or people returning or one big title match or something like that. Or I think they used to do the Dynamite Battle Royal and stuff even on Winter is Coming, right? I feel like that was something.
I think they've done it once.
Didn't they even do 2 weeks Winter is Coming? I think at one point last year, Winter is Coming 1, Winter is Coming 2.
I can't even remember.
I don't know. It's a big deal. All I know is it snuck up on us when they told me the show was, this is AEW Dynamite, Winter is Coming. And I went, since when?
Yeah, that's my exact opinion. And then the show kicks off with Detective Samoa Joe as he checked the crime scene where he noticed a beer bottle brand of a certain cowboy drinks. Then he smelt the stench of I can't remember the word. I don't know the word he said before he said disappointment.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't remember either.
And he said to himself, I smelt this before. And he went looking for a certain hangman, but he was missing.
Only Samoa Joe thought this, Manny. Only Samoa Joe. Detective Samoa Joe went to this Hangman Page beer bottle.
Oh, hang on. Detective Marcus thought about this last week. Detective Marcus was on the case already. A few
people online as well. I'm just saying that Samoa Joe came on the TV and made it seem like this is the most original thought that anybody's ever produced on this crime. That had to be Hangman Page's bottle. I would hate to say, Samoa Joe, lots of people drinks beer. And a lot of people just use bottles as weapons. This could have been anybody. But
Hangman comes
I'm gonna
out.
let you accuse him.
Hangman comes out, says he doesn't care about the devil and the bromance or the game of whodunit. Joe says, Hangman, you may not care, but he made the mistake of him coming out here like a detective, but maybe he's already made up his mind and he's out here as the executioner. And then Roderick comes out and ruins the segment.
Samoa! I hope my neighbors don't hear me yelling that for no reason. What is he doing in there? Samoa! He's watching rock photos, videos, or something.
Roderick goes the long way around to claim MJF is the devil, and then Hangman hits Roderick, and then it opens up their match of Hangman Adam Page versus Roderick Strong. How many times does Aubrey Edwards need to get fooled before she actually does something? You should have thrown those boys out numerous times.
Before we get into the match, I didn't think you were going that hard on Aubrey this week. How many times, Aubrey? How many times? Oh, I want to say this was the most WWE start to an AEW show, I think, in history, right?
Yeah,
it had to be.
This was opening to Raw. This was Raw.
All Samoa Joe had to do was like, welcome to AEW Dynamite. Because it started off with talking to another talking segment to another person, which led into a match in like the fifth or 7th minute. And I was like, that's Monday Night Raw. That was the exact same segment.
This is Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso.
Yeah, different context. But, and I'm going to say this, and you may call me the WWE fanboy, I liked it because it gave me context to a wrestling match, and it updated anybody that wasn't aware on the story. I didn't have to watch Collision. I didn't have to watch Rampage. I didn't have to even watch last week's Dynamite. I am aware of what's going on and why these two people are fighting kind of. Because Roddy Strong kind of, and it just didn't kind of make sense.
Well, I'm glad you like this, Marcus, because it's the only piece of storytelling you got for the rest of the night.
No, they booked it. They did it for Monday Night Raw. They did it for Monday Night Raw, Betty. Started with the show with a segment, ended with the show, the follow-up to the beginning of the show. They did a bookend Monday Night Raw type of segment.
Hangman wins with a dead eye. And then we go to our next match, is Brody King versus Andrade. I enjoyed this match. It was a good hard hitting, good back and forth. Andrade wins with a hammerlock DDT, and we learn that Andrade's got 9 points in the other block.
Manny, you are underselling this man's hammerlock DDT. He did it on top of the turnbuckle and killed a man at the exposed end of the turnbuckle. That sounds like death. That sounds like death, considering how many people have lost due to the turnbuckle. So, like you said, Manny, I'm 100% in agreement. This was a really good match. These are two wrestlers I really enjoy, probably more than AEW actually promotes them. Like, these are two wrestlers who I would love to see on a weekly basis with titles on the line and whatnot. These are two of my favorites. With that being said, as I enjoyed the match, I should have enjoyed the match more. I think that if you, similar to the segment before, if I could just get an interview with anybody in these tournament matches about why they want to win or what this title or being a Triple Crown champion means, or why does Brody King want this title, and instead, for the House of Black, just give me a little bit of backstory, a little box, the old school box of I'm here because I want to be the Continental Champion. Huh. One of those? Just give me that.
Yeah.
But you don't get any of that for these tournament matches. We're not getting any of that for any tournament match. Like, I know you had Excalibur in the next match, or this could be the match after. I'm not sure what order we're in. But in the Jay Lethal or Mark Briscoe match, if they would just, instead of Excalibur explaining that they feel ashamed that they didn't score, that they're out and all that, and they're really desperate, just give me a promo of Jay Lethal's frustration. I'm sure they have videos of exclusive online on Instagram or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to go looking for that.
Yeah, I'm not going to work. It's not my job to work. Show me the footage. Show me this frustration. That's all I'm saying. But a really good match with Andrade and Brody King.
Total agreement. I think I think they should be doing more in terms of like making this tournament actually like make you want to care about this tournament, because I don't in this moment in time.
Yeah, and I think they should take
we're phoning it in. I feel like they're phoning it in to the end of the year.
Yeah, we don't want to really book. We don't really want to do stories. We're just going to just have matches and on a weekly show. But I feel like, how you can make this tournament better, and I'm sure there are people enjoying it. Jamal, you're in the chat. You tell me if you're enjoying it, or whoever else is in the chat. If they follow the NBA's queue, in which, throughout the year, I got random like qualifying / tournament entry matches to justify why people are in for points. Like, how the NBA basically with their play-in tournament, it's similar round robin kind of deal. Or I think they did records. I don't know how they actually did it, but they you have these random ones like, oh, this is a regular match involving storyline, but this one's this is a Continental Classic instead of full G1 style of like, here are about 5 weeks of and 700 matches of tournament matches from all different shows. And I would have flipped matches too. I would have put Andrade and Brody King on Collision, and I would have put Bryan Danielson and Andrade on Dynamite, by the way, as well.
They to be honest, they should have been flipping this. They shouldn't have just made the gold side of this just Dynamite exclusive, and then the blue side of it Collision or whatever way it is. They should have been going back and forth because like Dynamite felt a little bit fresh when you threw that Brody King match on there.
Yeah, because it's been a while since he's been on Dynamite.
Well, same with Andrade.
Him and yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. They were colliders.
Yeah. Then we get the Golden Jets come out.
Or the Winnipeg Jets.
Jericho
That's Kenny Omega. Can't even remember the name.
Yeah, Jericho calls out the tag champ, Big Bill and Ricky Starks. Ricky thanks Kenny for AEW. He has nothing to thank Chris Jericho because he sucks the life out of everything. That makes him question why Kenny teams with him. Given Jericho's history with people in AEW, Big Bill goes on to say if nobody would be surprised when Jericho eventually attacks Kenny. Kenny says he doesn't trust Jericho, but then he went into looking at Big Bill's history in AEW and then jokes about the firm and him being soft. I don't know why they needed to bring. I don't know why they needed to make multiple Enzo references.
Maybe they're bringing him in. It's time to bring it Enzo.
Is he the devil?
If Enzo's the devil, Manny, I'm intrigued. He's a bona fide G and a certified thug. You can't teach that. I don't even know if that's the phrase anymore. It's been so long.
No, he's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
No, but Enzo was a certified G and a bona fide stud.
Bona fide thug.
He was a thug?
Thug. Yeah.
I thought he was a stud.
Bada boom. Realest guy in the room.
Realest guy in the room. However, so Jungle. But I want to say Jericho and Omega were horrible. I feel like Ricky Starks, and I'm even going to give Big Cass or what's he go by? Big Bill.
Big Bill.
Yeah, went too far back in the past because I was like, I can remember the Morrissey name. I can't remember his actual name. Big Bill and Ricky Starks delivered on their side of the promos. Ricky Starks can deliver a promo like nobody else and clean it. Jericho and Omega, I don't know what Omega was talking about. And Jericho completely swung and a miss with his Billy Starks joke. As if people know who Billy Starks is. Big Billy Starks, ha! Even I was reaching, man. I was reaching. I felt flat, and Jericho was like, "It is flat." And then tried to get the chant. It was sad. It was embarrassing.
It's sad. It was embarrassing. Horrible. And then we move into the next match, which is Riho versus Beetlejuice, aka Ruby Soho,
aka my winner of worst wrestler of the year.
Riho wins with a running Meteora.
Yeah.
And then Tony Storm did nothing on commentary, and I put her against Chelsea Green as of Monday as the comparison. Tony Storm accomplished nothing on that other than weird facial expressions.
Yeah, and the only reason they put on commentary so they could do the black and white effect on commentary when she was there. And I was like, I guess, whatever.
They're killing this gimmick very quickly.
Yeah. It's overexposed and they bringing nothing new to it, and it's no dimension. It's a two-dimensional character now at this point. That was our women's match of the week. We all knew Riho was winning because you got to go through the gauntlet. You got to beat the person that's going to fight the champion. Always has to beat Ruby Soho. It's just the same tradition. And then I'm assuming that World's End, Tony Storm beats Riho. We don't see Riho for another 5 to 6 months. And then she'll return again. Her and Pac in the same week. And people are going to be happy.
Her and Pac in the same week is rare.
Well, one of these days, Pac is gonna return, Manny. Maybe Pac's the devil.
How disappointed would you be if Pac's the devil? I would be incredibly disappointed. You made me wait. You made me wait. What, 8 months? It feels like for Pac.
Manny, my eyes would roll so hard that they would fall down my throat, and I would choke on them and die. My eyes would roll. And this is Death Triangle.
I'm just gonna speed through the rest of Dynamite. You interject when you need to. Roosh defeats Jay Lethal. He chokes him out. Jay White wins with the Blade Runner against Mark Briscoe. 2 matches that didn't even matter at this point because the other two are numerically out. Swerve with the main event was Swerve Strickland versus John Moxley. This was a good match, but it's bullshit because Mox wins with a roll up, a handful of tights, and a massive shoulder that's not even on the
That
apron.
shoulder was so up. Like I was like, like they really wanted to make sure we showed that the shoulder was up. That was a missed call. I thought, and I don't know how they plan to work this with their numbers and whatnot. This should have been the first draw of the tournament. I think Swerve has a lot of momentum. I think Mox is their guy, whatnot. And I thought the continuous elevation of Swerve into the quote-unquote main event scene, I thought this should have been a tie. This should have been a draw. And I would have been okay with it. Especially if they would have went to draw and then double attack. And then you go like, okay, that's a satisfying cliffhanger and match ending.
So, and then after this, Hangman is taken out by Masked Man and then put through a car windshield.
All right, Manny. Drum roll, please. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Welcome to
Outlandish Devil predictions.
I think we go with the prophecy that Marcus had laid out almost 2 years ago. That Tony Khan becomes a character on screen, an on-screen character. And I think it's time. Tony Khan is the devil. He can't do anything. He's boring, but we need to do something because there's no other free agent outside of Dolph Ziggler that they can bring in and make people go, ah!
Oh! I mean, he could always make Miss Tongue herself the devil, but I doubt it. I feel like she's on her way back. So
apparently whoever's playing the devil has been the devil the whole time.
So, Manny, here we go. Tony Khan as the devil and why it tracks for me. Tony Khan, owner of AEW, mentioned multiple times, lead promoter, blah, 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 blah. But Manny, his motive, whose contract is coming up in a year at the end or at the start of 2024?
But because he hasn't been talking about that anytime recently, he's secretly re-signed. I don't care about this anymore.
Hold on. Let's go with the theory. He didn't resign, Manny, and there's no, and maybe he did secretly or whatnot. But if I am Tony Khan and I am a historian of the wrestling industry, I know I cannot let my world champion leave and go to another promotion with my title, even though he let CM Punk do it with the real title. But I will not let my champion leave and have the chance of that my title being thrown on in the trash can on NXT, Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown. I cannot have that. So I have to do what I have to do. And it's not it's a situation where he would look at photos and videos of old Vince McMahon and go, that's me. And I'm going to do my interview of why I did it. I didn't screw MJF. MJF screwed MJF. And I had to get the title away from him. That's why I'm the devil. With that being said, it would make no sense because the people who were attacked, Hangman Page, Jay White, I don't understand why he would have got attacked. And why wouldn't you reveal yourself earlier when in Max's other storylines? Just saying. That's why my outlandish pick of the week, the Elite. You got the Bucks, you got Kenny, and you even got Hangman Page. And they staged the fight
Kenny
on the
Hangman
outside.
Page don't get on at the moment.
Huh?
The Bucks and Kenny that currently don't get on at the moment.
That's what they want you to think, Manny. That's what they want you to think. They've never been closer. They've never been closer because they combined with one enemy. The one person that took the spotlight away from them, they've created and put the groundwork in this country, in this company, is the elite.
Country?
Yeah, in this country too. They took it away from them, and so therefore I have the elite being the devil. And it's going to be revealed as first, it's going to be a mask off, and you see Kenny Omega, and maybe even Jericho's in there too.
JK Smush, I'm not reading that out because you're not doing this again. We are not going through German football players again.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but
Mario Götze.
Yeah, maybe he get kicked by Mario Götze. Or Gelsa? I don't even know how to say it.
Götze.
I'm assuming that would hurt like hell.
It should. NXT.
It doesn't. Imagine someone, soccer player, kick you in the nuts and go, haha, it didn't hurt. What kind of balls you got?
NXT kicks off with Melo being attacked.
I mean, man, he wasn't actually attacked. He was just on the ground screaming, ah, ooh, ah. I was attacked. I was waiting the entire night for the NXT anonymous account to show footage of Melo going, just sitting down and staging the attack going, ooh.
You know that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. That's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. So the show continues with bad promo-con happening in the ring with Cora Jade telling everyone, did you miss me? You were begging me to come back. This was followed by Lyra Valkyria talking her nonsense, followed by Blair Davenport, even talking even more nonsense, followed by Nikita Lyons, that she wasn't even allowed to talk.
I would throw the kick, but it wouldn't pick up on camera, and I would just pull my groin.
I believe Booker T even said the gypsy is back.
Yes.
Opening segment was bad. So bad.
The talking was, how do I say this? On the level of Kenny Omega and Ricky Starks, I would say this is closer to the Kenny Omega side and probably a lot worse. And Kenny was bad.
You're lucky, NXT. You're lucky I'm invested in this company, in this show, because this is stuff that would make me leave for good.
The talking. Man, it's developmental. You know, they have to learn to talk somewhere. They have to go out there. You have to learn. I understand this. They have to go out there. It's like Charles Xavier sending the X-Men to save the day when they were teenagers. Yeah, they blew up the city, but they had to learn to try to take the battle somewhere
else. So we get into our first match of the night, which is the Metaphor versus Fallon, Henley, Briggs, and Jensen. Stratton gets involved towards the end of this match, allowing Fallon to go after her. But it didn't matter because Big Boy Briggs had it under control. And he started to believe his own hype in the back. He thinks he can go after the Heritage Cup.
Jensen really said, man, you ain't never going after no Heritage Cup. You can't do 5 minutes, let alone 4-6 rounds of wrestling. Man, fuck you. That's my response. I hope you get fired like Tucker Knight. That'll be my response right away.
My response was, who do you think I am? I ain't the guy that can't fuck. I can go longer.
I can go longer. Look at me. I'm in better shape than I've ever been in. I can go to Heritage Cup. I mean, he does have size, but I don't think he's beating Noam Dar. But, you know, I think this is a good opportunity to turn Briggs to an evil Briggs and turn on Jensen and Fallon Henry. Close lines for everybody.
And join up with Dijak and become the Authors of Pain.
Yes! Number 2. Authors of Pain number 2, or not number 1.
So we go into the breakout where the participants come out, and then Lexus King decides to take out Bear Hill with a chair. Marcus, I believe this attack was racial inspired.
I believe he was like us, Manny. There can't be two Native American characters.
No, you said there can't be two. I was very much like, let's make them a tag team.
Vince McMahon and wrestling history has shown me there can't be two.
What are you talking
You
about?
may have been open-minded.
James and Tatanka was in the same company.
Yeah, but Mickey wasn't doing the Native American character. She wasn't doing it.
She was a Native American.
She wasn't doing the character. Bear Hill and I want to call him Zion Quinn and Eddie Thorpe are doing. Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while, but that's the one that popped in my head. And Eddie Thorpe are doing the same gimmick. Bear Hill has to go, coming out like that, looking like the Lost Boy from Peter Pan.
Eating up that invisible food.
That man ate way too much invisible food. He big. No, you need to put invisible salad in your menu. God damn it.
So we get to our first match. Our next match in that tournament is Miles Bourne versus Obafemi. We ain't seen Obafemi in ages, but this match was okay. And Femi wins with a pop-up powerbomb for the win.
Yeah, I thought Obafemi looked weak in this match. I don't know what it was, but he didn't have the same energy that I remember him having when I first saw him. I was like, he just looks like he reminded me of Bobby Lashley, racially motivated compared to black people. When Bobby Lashley first got started, they brought him up, and I was like, this man is green.
Well, if you wanna make this racially motivated, I did think they were trying to make him Ahmed Johnson with that powerbomb. It wasn't the power of a plunge, but it was close.
Yeah, it was a powerbomb. It was a pop-up powerbomb, I like Kevin Owens.
Yeah. But I think it fell flat because when the last time we saw Obafemi, they had video packages of him throwing fucking furniture.
Yeah.
Like he was the next big thing. And then we didn't see him for a couple of months. And then, so like all that hype we had behind him kind of just left.
Yeah, and I will also bring up there can't be two. And then they brought in two people in this breakout tournament that were exactly the same, and one of them was better than the other. And I'm talking about Draymond Hurds. Whatever the hell we renamed him in our meeting.
Oh, Draymond Wilder.
Yeah, Draymond Wilder.
Nikita Lyons and Lyra continue bad promo con in the back. We see Tatum Paxley has been in Lyra's locker as she covered up a picture of her and Becky Lynch with her picture on top of it.
You need better security. Better security.
Who knew she was a lockpick? Dragon Lee versus Tyler Bate. This was a decent match, good back and forth, but we all knew Tyler wasn't winning this match.
No. You may be a big strong boy, but you're not beating Dragon Lee right now. That's the guy. That's their guy.
You had us questioning where Trent Seven was going when.
In Impact news, as they load up their roster, not only will Okada be in Impact for a show on the Sunday of the 14th of January, they've also signed Kushida and Trent Seven. They're loading up their roster. They're making moves.
Well, they didn't pick up the extra option. You could have gotten Ikemen and Jiro for free as a package deal.
No. We don't do any of that jacket time here. Get out of here.
Gulak and his goons interrupt Dragon Lee in the back and accept his open challenge next week, but he will find out which one of them he will face.
Who you got?
Gulak. Why would it not?
It could be Kim. Kim take losses.
Ain't gonna be Damon Kim. Ain't gonna be
take
Damon
losses.
Kim. All of them take losses. All of them.
I have not. I don't remember last
time.
Yeah,
one of them win.
You got a point. I think Dempsey Man got squashed about a year ago. That's it. You got a point.
Marcus, Ava Ray needs to be explained because her and Lexus King are standing outside Shawn Michaels' office again. And Ava's all concerned about like what he's done.
Man,
apparently everyone
because then you got to go over nepotism.
Apparently everyone wants to hurt Alexis King, and apparently that's cool with him. So they're going to put him in the tournament to replace Trey Bearhill, which is like Do you know what? Hashtag justice for Bear Hill.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. How dare you? Imagine me and Manny deciding to attack. I'm trying to think. Who are the current tag team champions? I guess Damian. Who's the contender? Attack the Creed brothers and run them over with a car and say, "Man, we are now the #1 contenders for the Raw and SmackDown Undisputed Tag Team titles." It's bullshit. You can't do that.
Technically, that's how Carrillo and Garza got a tag team title match against the Don and Stacks.
Oh, that's true. When they got him in the parking lot, you want it, you got it. But they didn't kill the contenders and then take their spot. I mean, that's what it seemed like happened.
Talking about killing, Dijak decides to kill Eddie Thorpe on a turnbuckle.
Man, do you think we're ever gonna see Bear here again?
I hope so, Marcus. Because I still want that them two walking in the corridor, him and Eddie Thorpe crossing paths. I just want it to happen.
I want them to Spider-Man point each other.
So Dijak decides to kill Eddie Thorpe.
Yes.
So tell me this. I don't understand this. The turnbuckle falls off. So during a match, I can slam your head into that thing, or I can throw you into it. But if it comes off, I can't stab you and hit you with it.
No, because now you're using it as a weapon. Now it's ring support. It's a part of the ring. At one point.
What if I took my boot off and threw it at you?
No, that's considered a weapon now.
No, that's bullshit. If I
you just gotta respect the rules. Respect the rules, Manny.
That's what devastating.
That's like I can throw you into the staircase, but I can't grab the stairs up and throw them at you. It's the same rule. It's the same rule. It's in continuity. But I would like to, for the record, say Eddie Thorpe. No one has had it worse in 2023 than Eddie Thorpe. He's gotten beat up in every unique way possible and had his tree destroyed. Like, I have never seen nobody get ass whoopings like Eddie Thorpe this year.
Marcus, he lost a whip match or whatever that match. A bull.
He won that match.
He won that match, but then he got hung upside down and got whipped in front of his family.
Yes.
No one loses, bro. No one loses more than him.
Yeah, man, he got power bombed onto the stairs on his injured ribs. The man's had tape ribs as long as DDP. And it's just one of the worst years of his life. But on a scale of 1 to 10, Manny, did you believe the turnbuckle pad actually broke in this match?
No.
I believed it. For a second, I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then he started attacking him. I go, they got me. I'm a mark.
And then you had the nerve to accuse me of being a mark on Tuesday.
Hey, what? Fuck you! You know what, Manny? Fuck you. I accuse whoever I want to be a mark. I know I'm a mark sometimes. I fall for shit. Like if I was there to watch Ilya and I'll be like, "God damn, Ilya's out." I've been in tears.
It's time to see how much money, Chase, you have made. The Bake Sale and Car Wash brought in a little over $300, with Duke Hudson pointing out how much interest on the loan have they got on that. Thea Hale is excited to see the upcoming match, and they want to go watch it in the student section with Hale and JC going off. Scripps comes in with a briefcase or a metal case and has a proposition for Andre Chase, who seems interested. Marcus, I think I know what's about to happen.
Optimus gonna take over chasing you?
No. I normally associate that case with poker chips.
Me too.
I think this is to lure the dude that can't fuck's old gimmick of being a poker champion. And he is gonna win and pay off the debts of Chase U.
Wow, that's a deep cut. And Manny, I 100% agree with this storyline.
Because he had a look on his face. So do you know when he brought that up? They cut to Duke, and then he looked like,
Oh, it's on. It's on. It's on.
Because everyone knows what's in that.
Yeah.
That's too skinny to have anything else in it.
Yeah, you know what, Manny? I think you are 100% right, because if they would have brought Reggie in there with a woman, Duke would have saw that and been like, don't know what to do with that, because you know what? Don't know how to fuck. Don't know.
Marcus, if Scripps brought in a woman, Duke would have already creamed in his pants because he don't know how to fuck.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Chase, you was ruined. Oh, interesting story. I did not see that coming. You're right. You might be right on this. Because I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a poker setup briefcase. Because that's what went through my mind. And Ryan, and then next to me, it was like, why can't they use a real briefcase? Why they got the poker briefcase?
Yeah, and then I was like, oh yeah, he had a really bad gimmick before Chase U.
Yeah.
Then we go to Keanu Carver, or as we have already renamed him, Draymond Wilder versus Riley Osborne. Riley Osborne. I was just looking at their ring attire. This is just something you could watch in a bingo hall or a high school gym for about $30.
Fuck you, Manny. Alberto Del Rio wrestles in those high school gyms.
Exactly.
Don't you dare.
And no one's falling harder than Alberto Del Rio.
No. Oh, I didn't have any problem with their tights. I thought their attire was fine. But I thought Carver, I think as he wants to be known as, and not Wilder, Draymond Wilder, I thought he looked very good, looked better than Overfit, and I didn't think that the Osborne guy should have won.
I don't think Osborne should have won, but they've got a story going on with that. But I think Osborne made Carver look incredible with that pounce.
Yeah. The pounce was sick. I thought the physicality that Carver brought was just like, oh shit, this dude. Like, I ain't fucking with this guy. That's what it made me look like. That's what it looked like to me, where he looked like an absolute monster. And then it just took one shooting star press to beat him. And I'm just saying that's his bad cardio. The man couldn't breathe anymore. Knocked all the wind out of him.
I didn't realize he was from the UK either, when he started to talk to Thea Hale backstage.
Yeah, that tripped me out. I went, oh! PTSD of Intrasoluble hits again. He was ours.
And then Izzy apparently her name is Izzy Dame, and Kiana James mock Thea Hale's effort of trying to talk to a man.
That's how you talk to a man.
And then Bad Promocon comes out to the ring, where it's Nikita Lyons and Lyra versus Cora Jade and Blair Davenport. The match was very meh to me.
It was there. It was there.
Yeah. Paxi comes out as a distraction to Valkyria, rubbing her face with one of her feathers. Blair knocks out Lyra with a knee, and then Cora Jade pins Lyra. Very.
Nikita Lyons is left with a look on her face. By the way, Nikita Lyons, I'm so happy she's back, Manny. I think she's the best promo in all wrestling because I want to see how much of a black woman does she sound like, because she was in the back. It just makes me laugh so much. I was like, what movie are you filming that you're talking like this?
But she's like do you know when she cuts a promo, it's a very like calm, sassy black woman. Like, she's in her element. She hasn't been riled up.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you get the polar opposite when you hear Lash Legend, who's always mad.
Yeah, who's always at a 10 on the audacity, or fuck around and find out kind of look. Oh, but yeah, this match happened. It was there. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just there. I don't think Nikita Lyons showed me anything other than, I guess he's dressed in different outfits. She doesn't wrestle with all leather anymore.
What the hell was that outfit?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I had no way to describe it.
It was like a blouse.
I was like, it was half Princess Jasmine from Aladdin's outfit, maybe. And I was like, what is this? Just a gypsy. Fucking dude said, oh, the gypsy's back.
If we thought that was bad, there was another bad segment backstage of Hank Walker and Tank Ledger who run into Gallus and claim that they have more heart than Gallus put together. As they leave, you got Joe Gacy popping up in a forklift to talk about heart and coffee and all this Joe versus Joe and all this bullshit. I think Joe Gacy's gonna get fired.
I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say, I said this was the end of Joe Gacy this week. I was going to say Joe Gacy is going to get fired. And Manny, the last thing we remember is him talking about a cup of Joe, grabbing a Joe, driving a forklift. And I would be like, well, I could go to any warehouse and go see Joe Gacy driving a forklift, talking about how the coffee is shit and he needs a cup of Joe. And that's going to be
what? I think he
Joe
should
Gacy.
I think he should ask for his release and go work for TNA. I think he'd fit better in there.
Damn, just trying to get rid of Joe Gacy.
No, I don't even
know if it works like that, man. I don't think it works like, just ask for my release, and TNA was like, yeah.
I think he would succeed in TNA.
I don't know what
there's
he needs,
too much going on in NXT
doing
right now for him to do anything. I feel that.
Yeah. Would you call him up, Manny? I know there's nothing to do with him right now, but would you call him up to get him away from here and team him with somebody or something?
But if you were to call him up, what would you do with him?
I don't know. Like, I don't honestly know. Maybe I'll align him with Nikki Cross. She's doing nothing.
Yeah, but both of them can't be just walking around doing nothing.
You can. That's called 90% of the people at my job.
Shout out to people at Marcus's job at the casino. I'm sure 90% of you are probably watching this because you're doing nothing.
Yeah. Shout out to the 10% that is working out there. You guys know who you are.
Marcus did ask me why I decided to make this a Christmas sweater or jumper episode. I did say to Marcus I was supposed to wear this in the office on Tuesday, but I just didn't want to look like a massive pile of vomit. I also feared if I moved really quickly, I think I could hypnotize people. But yeah,
I'm trying to figure out the musical notes on the outfit. Why?
Oh, because it's part on the back. It says Eric Cantona.
Oh, okay.
He was a player at Manchester United, and
Manny, I know who that is. I know who Eric Cantona is.
No, you don't.
But I guess maybe the audience may not.
You don't. You only know Dennis Bergkamp. Who better than Dennis Bergkamp?
No. You need to correct that statement, Manny. I only know that Eric Cantona fails in comparison to Dennis Bergkamp's success. It looks like a failure.
Actually, I feel like Eric Cantona lives in legend for kicking a white man because he said something racial to him, and that is the football law.
And then I also found out in a random short why soccer is called soccer in America, and it's English fault. Apparently,
why?
Because apparently a long time ago, and I'm probably gonna butcher the story. The way people describe stuff in England, they would add an ER at the end to the first initials of it. So they didn't want to call it Assers. So they decided not to call it association or some shit. The word association has ass in it. And it was a soccer football league association, some shit like that, maybe.
Oh yeah, the football association. Yeah.
Yeah. And then people got to this trend of putting ER at the end, but they didn't want to call it Assers. So they used the second initials, which is soccer, and put ER at the end of it. And then that's in the UK, control America. Yeah, we call it soccer. And then that's what we stuck with. And you guys continue to call it football. You guys gave it to us. You guys gave us misinformation.
So we intentionally gave you something. You continued using that word and now ridicule you for calling it.
Yes. It's absolutely stupid. When I saw that short, I went, what? Yes, this is what happened.
I don't think that can be true because, like, if you think about the long divide between America and the UK. Think about that divide. You go, you all you have to do is go down to Mexico and the rest of South America that call it football. So I don't understand where that story comes from because, like, realistically,
we are a direct descendant of the UK. Man, you know America's racist. You know America's racist,
but you
man.
invade
We
places.
We will listen to white people. We will listen to the white man. If a Mexican or a Latin American person said, "Oh yeah, I play football," what the fuck is he talking about? And it's
Did I send you that short yesterday?
Which
of
one?
The white people,
the
black people talking about the white people they trust.
Yes.
And the one guy goes Tommy Pickles, and Tommy from Rugrats, essentially. And then the white kid from Recess.
What?
And said they were leaders. He said they were leaders.
It did have leadership qualities. They had all the qualities of leadership. No one would have got Chucky to do half the shit they did, but Tommy Pickles could. Motivated. I don't know, Tommy. I'm scared of this shit. Let's go, Chucky. Let's rob the bank. Or whatever the hell else they did on that show.
You can tell we're phoning it in now because we've still got one segment to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I can sum this up. Trick comes out. Everybody loves Trick. Dragunov comes out. Everything's fine. Respect. Handshake. Dap it up. They love each other. Melo comes out. It was you! It was you! And what I want to call is bad Mike Theater, and I'm giving it all to Melo. Because I feel like Trick and Ilya were all right. But I feel like Melo was cartoonish. His ability. They hit Trick with the belt. Or Melo hits Trick with the belt. After fighting with Dragunov for the belt.
You know what? He's too soft-spoken to be a bad guy.
This is what you said about the original version of Melo before he turned face.
Yeah, but it's like, Marcus, it's like, what are you gonna do? Fight me or fuck me?
He may do both. Yeah. But those you gotta trust those soft-spoken ones, Manny. Those are the ones you gotta watch. It's not the loud ones. It's the ones that kind of quiet. look unassuming, like, oh yeah, he's a nice guy. Oh, he's a piece of shit.
Where said Bobby from Bobby's World was really black.
Show me your evidence, Manny. I saw the family, they're all white. You heard the way they talk. They all talk like they're from Minnesota.
Was that the show? I can't even remember that show.
Oh, that was the show with Bobby. He was on his little big wheel, and he would have a very vast imagination. And Howie Mandel was the voice. And it started doing his comedy stand-ups and using that voice and cursing with it.
What is this? Lexus King is like an evil cartoon villain like Gargamel from the Smurfs.
I can see it. I can see
beard,
it. I can see it being an 80s
That beard is something else. That beard is really something else.
You know what? The beard this week was all right. Like, he didn't draw it in like, him and Breaker been doing lately. He's not coloring it in. This week wasn't colored in. It was an actual beard.
Yeah, I enjoyed NXT more despite bad promo con happening all throughout the show.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it more. It was an easier watch.
It's better energy. That's something that's Dynamite. I feel like it's missing its energy.
It did have an energy to it. They did. I feel like AEW did nothing to push the fact that Ring of Honor is tomorrow.
they tried. They showed the video package, I think, of the why they're having a fight with no honor with the FTR and Mark Briscoe and the Blackpool Combat Club. They showed that, and I think they showed a little bit of stuff, but they told me Tony needs to eat the page or in some type of blood feud. And I go, what? That doesn't make me want to watch the show. That makes me not want to watch the show.
Yeah, Tony Nese is still existing.
Man, he just had a flashback of Tony Nese's whole life. I remember he was one of the big surprises in AEW. Tony Nese.
Yeah, and I remember him being just lost in the shadows in 205 Live. And now he's lost lost in the shadows of Ring of Honor TV.
It's the same thing. A lot of these people end up doing the same thing when they left WWE. You're in the same spot, if not worse. But that concludes this week. I'm giving it to NXT as well, but I will give the week to Monday Night Raw so far. I think.
Yeah, I think this is the only one, and I think we might get something out of SmackDown, and I think that's it.
10 minutes of Roman.
Are going to be taped. Yeah, I think the rest of the shows are going to be taped.
If it's going to be taped, do we get back-to-back Reeds of Roman?
Yeah, I think you're going to get Roman this week and next week, I think.
It would be nice, Roman. It would be. 10 minutes every 4 months is not like television.
Oh, wait, maybe he won't even be on the 22nd. Maybe the 22nd is when they do tapings.
Oh.
Because I know they're taping Raw. I know they're taping Raw on the 18th. I
just don't understand why they don't film Roman in multiple segments in his little room, in his office, and just have him react to stuff. They know what they're going to do for the most part. Just have him do looks. And people will be like, oh, Roman's on the show.
Insult. That's an insult and a compliment at the same time.
if he's Top Dollar, what does that make me? Shanti Adonis or am I B-Fab?
Can we be fab? You're fabulous. F-A-B.
Oh,
JK Smith, I'm not playing because I can name Italians. Luca Toni.
Oh God, here we go. You just fall for the bait. He knows he got you. You just fight. Don't go for the bait. But that concludes our show today. I thought this was another riveting, rousing show in the week of wrestling. Tune in Saturday where we talk about all of this and more in a bag of chips. Where Eric joins the meanest part of the ring, joins the Kings of the Ropes to go after the Trios title. One last time.
Well, no one else is going for it. Roberto Baggio, and we are out.
You can't go Roberto Baggio, and we are out. Happy holidays for the Untitled Manny and Marcus show.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy your Christmas and enjoy our enjoy all the Christmas content that's coming out. We've got the meanest feet in the game, Charlotte Flair on the best of.
Becky looks like what happened to Annie when she grew up from the movie Annie. Like, damn, it really was hard for you, huh? It got harder.
This looks like Annie went into a zombie apocalypse.
Yes, which would be the greatest crossover of all time. It was a Hard Knock Life into the zombies attack.
We've got the October one. I'm currently working on November and December. They may come out in time. They may not. We've also got a Try Not to Laugh challenge. Federico Makeda.
Oh, that's a deep cut.
Yeah. So stay tuned to all that content. Like the video, subscribe. In the best ofs, I will be in the chat or try to be in the chat when you watch the premiere. So check that out.
Yeah, I will say I will probably be there, but I'm probably lying as well. I might. Who knows? You never know.
Yes. One of us at least will be in the chat.
You never know who shows up in our comments and chats. Previously, we had Donald Trump show up in our comments, left a very nifty statement, and I appreciate him. And he now has my vote.
Oh, Paolo Maldini. Happy Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays to those that don't celebrate Christmas. We out. Peace.